Alright, guys, we're here to do a video, and we kind of want to talk about how people should treat cosplayers.
And how cosplayers should treat other people, including other cosplayers.
It's kind of like a two-way street there.
How not to be stupid at a con, basically.
Yeah. So first you want to talk about how to treat cosplayers?
Yeah, okay. So when you see a cosplayer, especially if it's someone you really like that character, you're probably going to want a picture of them.
But please do not run up and touch them.
Yes, please do not. Cosplayers spend such a long time on their wigs, on their everything else on their body.
And sometimes it's really, really fragile.
Yes, and there are people who just don't like to be touched. I'm germophobic and I hate being touched. So don't touch me.
If you really want to touch a cosplayer for like a picture or something, ask. Some cosplayers will be like, yeah, sure, especially if you tell them what you want to do. Like, can I give you a hug? Sure.
Yeah.
Can I,
Hold your TARDIS journal.
Right. I cosplay River Song, and one of the things I really like to let people do is when I have someone who really freaks out, I like to let them hold my TARDIS journal for a picture.
But I like let them open it up and you can see all my artwork.
Yeah, she does artwork and sent the TARDIS journal.
Yeah.
But please ask the cosplayer before you just go touch them.
It's very awkward for everyone.
We've had people run up and hug us, and then we're like hastily repairing.
It can also be like very like inappropriate too. Like if you're a cosplayer and you're just like, oh, that person is always like Deadpool apparently is really inappropriate. Don't be inappropriate to a Deadpool. Like don't do it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them.
Please remember that a cosplayer is a person, not the person that they're cosplaying.
They're acting. Is what it comes down to.
They are a person in a costume.
It's like thinking that actors are the actual character.
Right. You don't meet Johnny Depp and expect him to be Jack Sparrow.
Yes, and I mean somewhere in his brain there is a Jack Sparrow, I'm sure, but
okay, that was a bad example. But
yes, they're not fully the character.
Yeah. So just be respectful.
Yes, really. Definitely please be respectful. Also, don't go up to them. This is like there's a good way and a bad way to do this, but don't ask like, "What are you cosplaying?"
Yeah.
That's really awkward.
So embarrassing. You're like,
there could be time. The right way I would say to do it is, wow, I love this. I can see you worked so hard on this.
I know what it is, but I forgot.
I totally am like, it's a blonde moment. And that's usually understandable. Because I cosplay Fifth Doctor and no one ever figures out who I am.
Some people know. They're like, are you
cosplaying
the Fifth Doctor gender bit? And you're like, yes. But
if you'd be like, dude, I have no idea who you're cosplaying.
Who are you?
That's kind of like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, I cosplay Stella from the Winx Club in her Christmas form sometimes, and nobody knows who that is.
That was before the wig was really styled too.
Yeah, nobody knows who that is. But there's a good way to ask.
There is a good way
and a bad way.
There's a good way and bad way for a lot of things.
Asking for photos. Cosplayers love to be asked for photos.
I feel like that's one of the biggest like compliments someone can give is asking for their photo. Like, I'm a random person and you want a picture of me?
You think I'm that good that you want a picture of me? So don't be afraid to ask cosplayers for your photos.
No.
And please don't be like that creeper person in the background going like this.
That's not okay in normal day life. Why would you think it's okay at a con?
You can ask me for a photo. I will 90% of the time say yes.
There are cosplayers who are very shy and they'll be like, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable getting a photo taken. And just respect that.
And sometimes they're busy. Like, we'll get asked for photos when we're on the way to a panel or something. Yeah. And at that point,
we had a problem with this at Comic Palooza a lot.
We will say no, but we will also say, I'm going to this panel. If you would like a picture with me, you can meet me after that panel, and I will be glad to take a picture with you.
We're planning on being back down in the dealer's room later on today.
Right. Generally, they'll tell you, no, not right now, but you can meet us at this time. I work at the Texas Renaissance Fair sometimes, for those of you who don't know, and I ended up being Queen Jane Seymour on school days 2 years ago. And we had the huge problem with this because, one, we're walking around with these huge dresses and it's all these kids and it's me and King Henry VIII. So I'm walking around with someone, a guy. And we left to go to the Joust Arena from the main gate. And that's about a 5-minute walk. It took us an hour to make this walk because of photos. Eventually it got to the point where we're like, no, we can meet with you after the joust, but if we don't go now, we're not going to make our joust.
Back of the park.
It's not.
It's not 5 minutes. Well, you know it better than I do. I didn't work there.
Like, if they say no, just please respect them. Sometimes they have things they have to get to. They have to get to prejudging. They have to get to this. They have to get to that.
And the thing is, cosplayers aren't workers, though. They're just there to have fun. They paid for their ticket like you did, most likely, unless they didn't. That's weird. But, I mean, they're humans who are not working, and they're just there to have fun. So they are not obligated to give a photo or be in
Yeah.
character or anything.
And what they do is solely up to their discretion.
There's also a good time and a bad time to ask for photos.
Oh, yeah.
In the bathroom may not be the best place.
In the middle of a panel, not the best place.
That is definitely not the best place.
All of those things have happened to us.
In a very crowded dealer's room, sometimes it's okay in dealer's room, sometimes it's not.
It also depends, like, how crowded the dealer's room is and where you are.
And if they're,
in
like,
the
at the
room.
cash register buying something, you might be able to come up to them and be like, oh my goodness, hi, I really like your cosplay. When you're done, can I have a picture?
Yeah.
But don't be like...
Yeah, please just ask.
They're humans.
And when you have kid cosplayers,
Don't
ask.
think how stalkerish this would be
It's
without
creepy.
cosplay.
It's so creepy. Can I have a picture of your child?
Yeah, just try saying that out loud.
Our rule of thumb is if they ask us for a photo, it's okay to
Like, us and their... Especially with you and River Song.
when I do River Song, a lot of like kids are dressed up like little doctors or little River Songs, and
So cute.
they're adorable, and they want a picture. Our rule is if they ask me for a picture, we can snap a picture too.
Yeah.
But we are not going to go up and ask them for a photo.
Also, when you do that, just be very careful with social media. I wouldn't be putting pictures of kids up there.
Yeah, we don't post those on social media.
It's like, oh, friend, look how cute this moment was.
Right. It's a, I want this photo, but we definitely don't post
Yeah,
those.
because that's someone's kid, and that's awkward.
Right.
In general,
if they're in a family, if they're like part of a family unit, like you have all the Incredibles, it's okay because you're asking for the family. And the parent, it's up to the parent to say whether yes or no.
Yes. But also, social media and cosplayers, it's usually a nice thing to ask them if you're going to put it up online, just because cosplayers tend to like to know where their photos are going.
Yeah,
I love looking at finding my photos.
We want all the photos.
I would love for people, usually if they ask them, like, oh, tag me in that too. I want to see that.
Yeah, here's my card. I have cards. I carry them to cons, and I'm like, oh, yeah, here.
Tag us.
Tag us. Let me know.
But then again, there's also some cosplayers who just don't want to be on social media. Maybe, like, their family doesn't really like them cosplaying, or they're afraid they're going to be bullied about it. So
our little brother, when we adopted him, you couldn't put him on social media until we officially adopted him.
So there's also those issues going on, legal reasons. So, I mean, just be very careful and courteous. I have people do that when I'm like in Lolita. Someone asks me, do you mind if you put me on social media? And I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. Post me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think most of that's
just
because of...
Remember, cosplayers are people.
Yeah. That's the biggest.
And cosplayers need to remember
other cosplayers
are people.
I cosplay Growl. I haven't actually had him to a convention yet because he's not currently finished. But I'm not going to go glomp a Sebastian, and when she's Madame Red, she's not going to go start patting a Sebastian in the butt.
Darn it.
I mean, I guess if they're your friend and they're very close to you and you know it's going to happen, I mean,
if
that's
you're part
your
of a
thing.
cosplay group, that's one thing. Like, if she was cosplaying Sebastian, which she's not, I would know that I could do that because she's my...
Yeah, I'm your sister.
Right. I know if they're part of your group and you know you can do it, that's one thing. But don't walk up to a stranger and go, "What up, Sebastian?"
And don't look at two strangers and be like, kiss, kiss.
Yeah, you don't know them. You don't know them.
I watched a panel one time online. It was Ask the Butler panel or whatever from Black Butler. We're talking a lot about Black Butler. And it was like, okay. And like person asked a question like, now all the girls go glump Sebastian. And everyone's like, no, we are cosplayers.
Right. Yeah. Just remember, cosplayers are people, and they aren't the characters that they're cosplaying.
No. So yes.
So cosplayers need to be respectful of other people. Obviously, if you're in a Sebastian cosplay and you see a really awesome Growl cosplayer, you're going to want a picture with them probably. And that's fine. Ask them.
They usually want pictures of you too.
We do that. If we're in Harry Potter and we see other Harry Potter cosplayers that are good, we'll ask. Or if we're in Doctor Who and we see other awesome Doctor Who people, we ask.
And when you get pictures taken, especially if you have other people that make you look like you're in a group, you're going to have people just start
clicking. Yeah. we when we premiered our Harry Potter cosplays, we saw a couple other Harry Potter cosplayers and we were like, we want pictures. And we're like, okay. And we were like not in an obvious spot at all. We were like kind of
by an elevator.
In a really little corner that nobody really goes to.
It was like an escalator goes up to one floor and then you had to like, there's a floor and you go up to the next floor that actually has stuff on it. And we were on that middle floor.
It was like late Sunday.
Yeah.
And so nobody was there. And we were there for 15 minutes taking photos.
It was really cool. They had a cool Harry Potter and was there Hermione?
I'm not sure who it was. I don't remember. It was a while ago, okay?
Yeah. But it was cool picture. Like we all had our wands.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go all about posing because
that's a whole other.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be and if you want to touch them, or if you, same goes, if you want to touch the other cosplayer, ask them.
Yes. So basically, do not touch other cosplayers.
I mean, even if you're a cosplayer and you want to touch another cosplayer for a photo, ask.
yeah,
Please
yeah.
ask.
Like,
at Comic Clues, I had somebody ask me if they could like put their leg across me or whatever, and I was in River Song, and River Song is like jeans and a t-shirt, and so I didn't really care. But obviously, if I was in Madame Red, I wouldn't want you to do something like that.
Yeah. And also, people might just not be comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, she's one that's not comfortable with a lot of
I'm
things.
not usually, but if it will be a cool picture, sometimes I'll be chill with it.
Yeah.
And stuff. Also, if you're a cosplayer, like, get to see if there's any, like, photo shoots there.
Yeah, that's the coolest. We went to our first one a couple of cons ago. And
yeah, we were in Doctor Who the day before, and so people were like, oh, we're having a Doctor Who photo shoot later.
Yeah, and we're like, what?
It wasn't the best organized, because they're like, okay, all the
Grells. That is so not Doctor Who.
All the this Doctor and that Doctor, and it got to the point where you couldn't fit all the people in one frame.
Right, but it was so cool. And then you had all the Doctor Who peoples up there at the same time, so then after it was over, you could get to like, hey, can I have a picture with you?
Yes, and you could see, like, there's some really good Amy Pons.
There was. I got some...
I'm like, so you're not her?
I got a picture with an awesome Amy Pond cosplayer, so it was like a mother-daughter picture. It was cool. I got a picture with an awesome Matt Smith cosplayer.
There was even a good Capaldi.
Yeah.
And Capaldi wasn't even out yet at this point.
Out.
There was like one episode.
Yeah. So... you can get some great pictures with other cosplayers, too, at that time. So those are always great to go to if you're a cosplayer.
Yeah.
We now search them out. We're like, Black Butler? No. Rejected.
Yeah. There's always going to be probably, like, Attack on Titans.
Yeah.
That's, like, the big one right now.
But
there's always going to be a Sailor Moon one.
Which are nothing that we cosplay.
You could make a Sailor Moon if you really wanted to.
I don't want to. I don't we don't cosplay those. We cosplay other stuff. That is
we have such a long cosplay list. It will be a long time until we get bored enough to be like, I don't want to cosplay this even though I don't like it.
Yeah, my to-do list is... my ones in progress are long, not to mention my, like...
video.
Really long. Yeah, we should probably go. We're rambling.
Yeah, okay, so we'll get back to you with another good video with good advice.
Yeah, when we won't ramble. Yeah, right. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.